Let's talk about an acre and a quarter in Taos, New Mexico, located off Blueberry Hill Road. This is an exceptional property that's going to, be an easy one for somebody to develop on if they want to live in the Southern Rockies. My name is McLaughlin here at Wilco Land. My specialty is land. I'm going to go over a lot of common questions and FAQs in this video. I'm going to teach you how you can go view the property on your own and how to do some of your own due diligence and share with you what I've learned through my own due diligence and my 10 plus years of experience in the industry. So kicking this video off with a quick disclaimer, this is a ground level photo as well, by the way, but this video isn't legal advice. It's not real estate advice. This is me simply sharing my thoughts and opinions on this property with you and trying to educate you on what I know through my 10 plus years in the industry and my own due diligence. So like I said, some really nice photos. This is Blueberry Hill Road. You've got easy paved road access. This is street views off Google Earth as well. So we'll talk about all this in the video. We'll drop down on street views. We'll show you what it looks like. We'll talk a little bit more about the area. So like I said, here at Wilco Land, what we do, this is our specialty, this is our niche. We move land, right? And so going through this listing right here, I want to start giving you guys the location of the property. We're north of Albuquerque, New Mexico, north of Santa Fe. We're up here in Taos, New Mexico, right? Taos ski area, you guys might be familiar with that. We're down here in the Southern Rockies. And we're located right off here on Blueberry Hill Road. You can actually even drop down and look at street views to take a peek of the neighborhood. World-class views of the mountains here. You've got a nice home. One of your neighbors' homes are really nice. I love the architecture out here. I think it's really unique up here in northern New Mexico. So yeah, you've got nice neighboring property. You can see there's power lines right here. So you're not going to have any issue hooking up to power here on Blueberry Hill Road. You've got nobody across the street from you, which is really nice too. We can even go a little bit further down Blueberry Hill Road if you're looking for a land investment and never plan on looking at it. There's so much you can learn from satellite imagery, right? We can come down here and look at some of the neighboring homes, things like that. Heck, you can drop down on street views all over these neighborhoods, right? If you wanted to drop down behind the area, you could drop down into this neighborhood too and take a peek at the homes and the views and things like that. So there's a lot of ways to understand a property without ever going there in the first place. So continuing on with this listing, like I said, I think the photos tell a really great story of this property. I do want to show you what it looks like on satellite imagery because it's a mostly flat property right here. Check this out. You've got a really gentle slope down here. This must be some sort of utility easement that people are accessing. I'm not quite sure what that is, but you've got a nice home built right here. You've got a nice home built right here, and somebody's built across the street too. Across the road, it looks pretty. I don't know how many people are going to keep building here. So that's actually kind of a big added benefit. It's probably pretty challenging to build across the street from this property, especially on this narrow, thin lot. And I'll pull it up on Onyx Maps too. Maybe we can look at this, but I mean, nobody's going to be building on this little thin lot in front of you like that. I mean, I highly doubt that. And I highly doubt this gets developed on this side of the road. So this whole side of the road is going to be tougher to develop on, which to me is a huge benefit to not have any neighbors across the road. And this is a vacant lot this would be to the north, right? So you've got somebody who's built a nice spread on the south side of you. You've got nobody on the north. And this is our lot right here. So it even shows up as an acre and a half almost on Onyx Maps. All these GIS maps are going to have different acreages and things. An official survey would get you to dialed in on how much acreage it is. An acre and a quarter, 1.4 acres. This is a residential property, right? That's a meaningless difference in my opinion. So that's what this looks like. I have the elite version of Onyx. If you are looking to walk a property and you don't have this, you can find this house right here. All you have to do is use the GPS coordinates, like I said, to go access our property. And you can see the neighboring house and know that, this natural feature, you can kind of tell where the property line is. And then the length across the property, you could basically line yourself up with this far end of their property, walk all the way across about 208 feet, then you're going to be at the end of the property, right? And you kind of know this road back here, whatever this feature is, this utility easement, I think that's what that is. I'm unsure 100%, but everybody's got it going through their property. So whether it's used or not, like I said, my best assumption is it's probably some sort of power line easement, because it looks like there's some power line shadows right here. Like this looks like a shadow of a power line. So I'm guessing that's for maintenance of that power line, which provides you power to your property. Continuing on utilities, going down to the bottom of our listing, power is going to be on the street. For water, you're going to install a well. You're on a larger property outside of the city limits. At some point, I'm assuming the city, water extends out to this area. That's how cities grow. That's how towns grow. But for now, it's going to be well water, and it's going to be septic system, right? What does that tell you? I doubt this is a $1 million home. Maybe it is, but these people installed a well. These people installed a well. These people did. Everybody here has been able to install water and sewer on their property. There is no reason on 1.25 acres or 1.5 acres you shouldn't be able to install a well and a septic system. But that's just part of land development. When you go to build, you're going to have to get with well drillers. You're going to have to get with somebody to do a soil test on your property and install a septic system. So that's going to be your starting point. If you're looking to develop on your own land, that stuff just takes time, right? It's all part of the process. Going through the listing, like I said, I think this is a heck of an investment out here in Taos, New Mexico. We're in the Southern Rockies. You've got a ski area nearby. What ski towns can you find a piece of land for $60,000 in? It doesn't exist in Montana. It doesn't exist in Colorado. It doesn't exist in the Northern Rockies. So, like I said, Santa Fe is extremely expensive too. So this is a really nice opportunity in a fun little town to get a little slice of heaven that I think has a lot of room for appreciation. We do price our properties. We try to price them below market value to move them fast. That's how we work. We can't sit on properties. We're in the business of moving land because we've got an active pipeline that we're buying land in, right? And we've got to be able to fund those projects. So again, you can use this property address if you are interested in going to view the property. Again, you can use the GPS coordinates or this property address at 353 Blueberry Hill Road. Continuing to go through the listing, like I said, all I'm doing is copying and pasting that address or GPS coordinates to find it. Camping is allowed. Check with the county for full guidelines. Sometimes they want you to have a building permit in place, or there's a time limit, restrictions on that. Obviously, you can't dump your waste. They want to see that hauled off. So check with the county on those full guidelines there. But for me, who's a target audience on a property like this? It's going to be somebody looking to build in Taos, New Mexico. It's going to be somebody looking to invest in a ski town in Taos, New Mexico. There's a lot of hiking. There's a lot of opportunity, I think, in this part of the country. I think it'd be a great investment out here in Taos, New Mexico. Whatever your reason for investing in land, it's something I really believe in. They're not making any more of it. And if you have additional questions, get with our company. You can reach us here at 605-299-5553. I've got listings all over the United States. I've got one down in Santa Fe, 11 acres for $180,000. That's heavily below market value as well. I've got stuff in Arizona, Montana, Wyoming. Take your pick. Give us a call if you have questions about any of these listings. We're happy to help you out with all your land questions here at Wilco Land. Again, you can reach us at 605-299-5553. Thanks for tuning in.